Welcome back to Online Darts, everyone. We are here at the Modus exhibition in Ipswich, and we've got Bobby Cross. Is it what tonight? Are we Rob? Are we Bobby? Which one's out to play tonight?
Fairly straight tonight, so I'm quite happy. I think it's good to be here. You know, nice little travel back from Newcastle last night, but yeah, it's all gone smooth. So yeah, decent.
Look, 8 weeks in, halfway stage of the Premier League. How would you assess the campaign so far?
It'd be nice if I could win 2 games on a night. You know, it really would. I've done well, I think, for just winning 1 game. You know, I've been steady. I've had some great performances. I've had some sort of down performances and all where I've not really produced. Maybe, the Nathan Aspinall game sticks in the head. You know, never really got going. But it's a long time. You know, when you're trying to play over these many weeks, it's that consistency was key. You know. And you seem to notice it. Littler seems to find it at the minute, and fair play to him.
Yeah, but look, you can't win the Premier League in these nights. So look, if you get to the O2 and haven't won a night, he gets there and's won 8, but then he doesn't win the Premier League. Those nights are irrelevant, aren't they?
Yeah, of course. Look, it's all about getting to sort of finals night for me, and it would be for the other 8, I think, or the other 7. You know. We all look at it, to win on a night would probably be great. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to win one, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, just to get to the O2, just to get to the final and get the chance of picking the trophy up, you know. I think early on you can definitely lose it though if you fall behind and get into a rut, you know, it's tough also. But if I could get top 4, which I believe I will this year, I really do. I think the game's in a good sort of place. I'm happy, I'm playing well, and I'm enjoying it and all, you know. I'm still guilty for over-concentrating sometimes, no real big celebrations, but I'm hoping they come in actually, because I'm probably going to need that in the next 8 weeks.
Yeah, apart from Luke and Luke, who are obviously clear, those other spots are right up for grabs, and there's a few of you are in the mix for these other 2 places.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, there's 4 now.
Yeah.
I'd say Aspinall a touching distance, and Gezi, myself, and Michael. Yeah. At the minute, it's never over until it's over, obviously. But Chris and Stephen, they seem to be struggling a little bit here and there. But look, everything can change. You have one great week. I reckon if I can win one in the next couple of weeks, I'll probably win 3 or 4. But yeah, it's a great thing in hindsight when you ain't picked one up yet.
You touched on Luke Littler, and what he's doing is incredible, and he's got this aura around him now. You played against Michael at his best and so on. Is the aura kind of the same where they're on cloud 9 and feel unbeatable?
It's tough to evaluate, you know. If I would have said, the best player I've ever played, and obviously I had 1 game against Phil, which was probably... You can't really sort of take that, you know. If I would have played him numerous times, I would have probably got a feel of what he was like and the domination what he had at one point, you know. But Michael, he was different gravy, I suppose, when I first burst on the scene and stuff. And he probably stopped me winning 3 or 4 titles that year, maybe even on TV.
Well, especially on the European tour as well.
This is it. So, in my personal opinion, at the minute, he's the best player I've ever played. At the minute. But at the same time, look, the young man, if he holds it down for another, 3-4 years and keeps sort of improving, then maybe it'll be him. But at the minute, it's Michael for me, you know. It's he always found something when he needed it. He had that extra gear change when he was in trouble, and I've not seen many players like that. And I did, including myself, I don't really think I've lost a Littler however many weeks now. I don't feel like I've played well. I think I've played rubbish against him. I've probably played me better stuff elsewhere, you know. So, that needs to change, and maybe even other people, they've done the same, you know.
How have you noticed the landscape of darts change since Luke's come on and done what he's done? For you in your everyday darts life, are you noticing the changes, the way darts has gone to another level?
I think you notice it now, like obviously arenas and stuff. Maybe a few years ago, sort of Premier League, you might be lacking, 200 or 300 tickets, but now it's so sought after, you know. I have friends ask me to get tickets, and it's impossible to get, but the game's probably never been in such a great place, obviously through the media side of it and other stuff, because you have got a celebrity now in the game. And that changes all our lives. Look, I'm sure the money will go up and everyone will benefit for it, which is great for everyone, you know. But yeah, I still try to live my life, Phil. I really do.
Yeah.
I like to be a little bit sit on the fence and a little bit separate. You know, I still enjoy my family time. I have to admit, I enjoy going out with the friends. I ain't got many friends, but yeah, I like going out with my friends, my uncle. You know, doing normal stuff. It's not always about darts and the limelight for me. I have a life elsewhere, and I like doing normal stuff still. So yeah, when I'm in it and when I'm working, it's all darts, and elsewhere I just like to be Bobby.
Well, you touched on the money side. We're expecting the announcement any time now. Barry said it would be March at some point, and as we're recording this, there's only a few days left in the month. So everyone's expecting at some point, whether it be this year or next year, the money to go to £1 million for the World Championship winner. What's your thought on that? Is that a good thing for the sport, or does it come with a negative as well?
Look, I don't think there's any negative if you're putting money into the game. You can't really look at that as a negative. I do believe if you make the Worlds and you change the Worlds to £1 million, and maybe it's something, what the PDC want is whoever wins that Worlds is probably going to be number one, you know. It makes it very top heavy. At the minute it's 500 grand and they're worth 2.5 of the other majors, say, you know, or 3 really, 3 majors compared to 1. So yeah, whoever wins that's always going to be sitting in a pretty place. I think rightfully so, but sometimes without changing the other majors now with money, and if you was to push that to £1 million, it just sort of leaves everything else sort of behind, you know. So do you make it that top heavy? I'm not too sure what's coming, but yeah, any money was generated into the sport, I think it's a great thing. But at the same time, yeah, would you make it that top heavy? Look, if I win £1 million in December or January, I might just choose to take the year off. You know, it's done, isn't it, for the year? But then you always get a greedy side. Always get a greedy side and get bored. I want to go away again. I like my suitcase now. We've got a lovely relationship.
No. Look, it's been interesting because, like you say, you've been consistent. But I look at your TV results, and as I was just doing a little bit of prep for this, I can't believe someone of your standard, considering last year it was semi-final, quarter-final on TV, but then since the Players' Championship finals and including the Worlds, it hasn't quite gone right on these big majors for you. Can you put your finger on why it's not? I
think it's just me, you know. Maybe the headspace ain't too good, and maybe a few bits going on, you know. Maybe a bit distracted or whatever. Look, I don't like to make excuses. What I would say going forward, I think I'll be all right now. I think I'll be all right, but yeah, you get bad times, don't you? And you seem to find that you get yourself, look, all dart players, we all go through it, whether it's a bad, I like if I'm going to play bad at 2 weeks and then it's gone, I don't want it any more than that really, because of the schedule and the busyness. If it's over 2 weeks and maybe drags out a month, I think I had a bad 3 months really. When you look at early January, going to Bahrain, the Worlds, all right, only 1 tournament in December though. But yeah, so there wasn't much time, and then the Players' Championships not so great. So yeah, so say probably a bad sort of 3 months. But then I'm that canny, get it right, and then go and win the Dutch. So look, it's sort of keeping them to a minimum.
Well, that's what I mean. It's Jekyll and Hyde, like you say. You went because we were there in Den Bosch, and that win kind of came from nowhere, considering the TV form that you had, and all of a sudden Bobby found it.
Yeah, but that just sums me up.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is, you know. I'm always adamant I can go up there, I'll play the best players in the world, I'll beat the best players in the world, and then I'll go up there and I won't find a lot, you know. But I think look, over them couple or few months, look, things weren't right and stuff, and just sort of couldn't really get anything going. No excuses on that, because that happens in life. You have to dust yourself off and you have to go again. But for me, yeah, I actually, do you know, the 8 weeks in the Premier League, I probably felt a little bit indifferent the first maybe 3 weeks, and then I started to settle more, and it's getting easier now. So if it keeps getting easier, I've got to try and pick up a night win, and it'll be nice to have runs in the tournaments like the match play and the other stuff, you know, and competing for these tournaments, not just going in there and trying to win a couple of games and thinking, yeah, I've had a great week, I've picked up 30 grand there. I actually want to go in and win them again.
Look, busy time coming up as well. Obviously, World Series is on the horizon as well. Premier League straight into like that block of World Series and everything. What's that like for you? Because we know that you love being at home with Georgia and the family and everything like that. And again, living out of a suitcase, when you've done it for so long, it is tough. People go, oh, it must be great. It's like, yeah, but we do it all the time. So what's that like for you when you have to go away for these blocks?
I think, look, it's something here what you definitely adjust to. If I would have took it after doing it 11 months in 8 years ago, and then that was a totally different world for me, you know. It was the most amount of time I've ever spent away from my family at that particular time, and it took a bit of an adjustment. I seem to find, look, if I'm playing well and I'm enjoying it, I've got no problem picking my suitcase up, putting it on my shoulder and marching out the door. But that's where I need to keep it, you know. And talking about the World Series and other stuff, I love the World Series. Great record in it. I seem to always do well, you know. I like anything, yeah, what's just on TV, I think, any lights and stuff. Even the Europeans, I suppose, yeah, I'm a little bit different at the minute on the Pro Tour where I'm sitting. Like last year I was struggling, but yeah, the Pro Tours are the ones what really do catch me out, you know. They're tough.
They do, but obviously with the rule changes and everything like that now, it's just literally for you, the Pro Tour, for you guys that are in the top 16 in the world, it's literally just get enough money for mine and you haven't really got to worry about the Pro Tours.
Well, this is it. It's a busy schedule, you know. I have to admit, I always say, and I know it seems very unfair that you've made like the top 16 illustrious, I suppose, to that thingy. But at the same time, then, yeah, you work it out like with the 8 Premier League players, for instance, the amount what they do miss in the course of a year has got to be music to the others' ears, you know, because you're getting more tournaments, you're getting more opportunities to try and whack your ranking money on. I looked at a draw in Ross Marlin the other day and not one of the Premier League players, Michael went one day.
Yeah.
But apart from that, you know, that's a great opportunity for people to go in there, and usually that wouldn't happen. But yeah, with the busyness now and we need the rest, you know, I think it's important to get the rest and all.
Before we let you go, will you win a Premier League night and will you go to the O2?
I will go to the O2, even if I don't win a Premier League night. That's bullshit, isn't it? That is bullshit. No, but at the same time, I will win a Premier League night. It'll be the first semi-final, yeah, what a break. And at the minute, it looks impossible, doesn't it? But nothing's impossible, Phil. We keep moving forward. I'm going to win.
Bobby, absolute pleasure, my friend.
Thank you, mate. Cheers, pal.